So let's take a look now at Mark III of the Delta Vega Props Science Tricorder. Greetings, Dave here, TCBFX. You know what's maddening? Adding new equipment in and then missing a piece. I just recorded this entire video using a new microphone from PowerDYs. I forgot the adapter, so it didn't record any sound. So what I'm gonna do is take some of those videos that I recorded without sound and put them here. So I started off with a print of the new version Mark III of the Delta Vega Props Science Tricorder. There it is there. And supports come off. Now the thing about supports, I've been playing around with supports on this and playing around to get it just right. And as I said before, PLA Plus is robust. This sucker does not want to come apart. Let's put it this way. It should take me 10 minutes, it took me half an hour, and yeah, apparently PLA and blood are a good mixture. It makes it nice and strong. I'll wash the blood off. So what I have now is I have the new body, as well as the new lid, redesigned by Dino. This one is a departure from our last one because if you notice here, it's solid. There's no sanding and puttying for you. This is much like some of the other kits out there. What you can do is you can wire up everything. So you have your hinges, and in there's a small hole for you to solder onto the hinges. Now these are just 3/4 by 11/16. They're long enough. You could go 3/4 by 1, but then you need to cut them down because the hole is not long enough. Your choice. And then once you get it all wired up, so you have the LED wired in there, and there's an LED here under the emerge button, which goes in that. Once you're done, these just pop on top. Oh, don't go in there. Anyway, it goes all the way through. These just go on top, and then from there you just glue them in because these are going to be covered by a sticker. These are your forward and reverse and all those things. So that's all going to be covered, so you don't really worry so much about this, but the fit and finish of them. You don't need to putty and sand them because it's just going to sit like that. It's basically a spot to put the sticker onto for your controls. Now this then fits quite nicely into the body. Let me just throw this on here. I've already cleared the holes on this. It was a bit of a travail to get them all out. My kids give me a hard time for using that word, travail. It's an old word, no one uses it anymore, and that's backwards. So it was a bit of a travail to get it in, but now this is printed on two separate printers, two separate PLAs, so that's why different colors, but there it is there, and it is quite nice to look at. So the next step now is I've got this printed. There were a few things that happened with the removal of the supports, and I'll just I'll straighten those out with a little bit of a heat gun. That won't be our problem. What I need to do now is give this a sand, light sanding, just to get some of the high points off and to, fill some of these in. And then I'm going to give it a good resin coat, and that will give me more fill in, and then another sand from there, and then a prime, and that should be fine. I've done enough resin coats. It should not be a problem to get this going. Geez, I felt like Data there. I cannot use contractions, such as can't. I will get that done. And so in another couple days, I'll have another look at this, and then there still is the top panel to print. I already have the resin bits printed, all the clear bits for the cover here, or for the top here, because Dino hasn't changed those files at all. So it's more the body hasn't changed to make it easier to install, and also we'll be able to take the LCD we're working on. So that is this in a nutshell right now. It was something getting the supports out. Like I say, I've donated blood to my props in the past, especially with support removal. It's because these filaments are getting so good, they don't want to let go. So I have to take a look now at what I'm using for support structure. I might have to modify that a little bit, make it a little bit less dense so it still supports as it should. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And apparently I just found out that this camera I'm using supports up to 4.5 minutes and then stops. It is, I guess, because I'm in 4K, it does that. So that's why there's a quick little jump there. Good to know that I can do 4 or 5 minutes and then move on. I'll have to sort of break it up so it's this and this and this. There might be a setting in the camera to do that, but I'll get that sorted out. That's not your concern, that's my concern. So that's where I'm at with this. This is Mark III, and this is looking pretty good. I think this could be the one. There's talk about us resin printing it as well. I'm just doing it in filament because, well, it doesn't take that much effort, you know, for cleaning up and everything else. It doesn't take that much to do, so want to do it in filament and just go that route and play with tolerances and things like that. That way it's not quite the, I don't know, not quite as messy. So that's the video for today. Hope everyone's having a great day, and we'll talk to you all later.